If you're a fan of solo leveling, you know the thrill of watching an underdog rise to godlike power, fighting through dungeons, slaying monsters, and growing stronger with every battle. But what if you're craving more anime like it? Today, we are counting down the top 10 anime like Solo Leveling, focusing on hidden gems with great ratings that bring the same power fantasy excitement. Let's go! Number 10. How a Realist Hero Rebuilt the Kingdom. At number 10, we have How a Realist Hero Rebuilt the Kingdom. While Solo Leveling focuses on combat and rapid power progression, this anime takes a different yet strategic approach to gaining power. Kazuya, the protagonist, is transported to a fantasy world and must use intelligence, diplomacy, and modern knowledge to rebuild a failing kingdom. Though it lacks dungeon crawling, it shares Solo Leveling's theme of dominance and world building, making it a compelling alternative for fans looking for a unique twist on power progression. Number 9. Skeleton Knight in Another World. Skeleton Knight in Another World takes the idea of an overpowered protagonist to another level. Ark, the main character, wakes up inside a game-like world and realizes he is trapped in the body of a massive armored skeleton. While he originally just wants to live peacefully, his overwhelming strength, powerful magic, and noble nature keep pulling him into intense battles. This series shares Solo Leveling's epic fights, RPG mechanics, and a protagonist who hides his true power, making it a great pick for those who love god-tier battles. Number 8. The Faraway Paladin. Unlike Solo Leveling, which emphasizes power grinding, the Faraway Paladin offers a more narrative-driven approach to an overpowered protagonist's journey. Will, a human raised by undead beings, undergoes rigorous training and sets out to prove his worth in a world filled with gods and demons. This anime balances character development, intense fights, and the richly built fantasy world, appealing to fans of Solo Leveling who enjoy immense character growth alongside power escalation. Number 7. Grimgar, Ashes and Delusions. Grimgar, Ashes and Delusions takes a grittier and more emotional approach to the dungeon survival genre. Instead of an OP protagonist like Sung Jin-woo, this anime follows a group of adventurers who are thrown into a dangerous world without memories and must fight to survive. Every battle is brutal and realistic, making it different from Solo Leveling in execution, but similar in its focus on survival, teamwork, and progression. If you want something more grounded and emotionally intense, this is a great pick. Number 6. The world's finest assassin gets reincarnated as an aristocrat. What if Sung Jin-woo was an assassin instead of a hunter? The world's finest assassin gets reincarnated as an aristocrat explores that very concept. Lu is a top-tier assassin reincarnated in a fantasy world, and he must use his skills, strategy, and abilities to manipulate and dominate his enemies. Like Solo Leveling, this anime features a protagonist who starts off strong and only becomes more terrifying, making it an exciting watch for those who love overpowered MCs with a tactical mindset. Before we jump into the top 5, if you love discovering hidden gem anime, make sure to hit that subscribe button. I post anime recommendations, underrated picks, and top 10 lists just like this one. Now, back to the countdown. Number 5. Danmachi. Danmachi is one of the closest anime to Solo Leveling in terms of dungeon crawling and rapid power scaling. Bell Cranel starts off as a weak adventurer, but through his encounters with deadly monsters and divine blessings, he quickly levels up and becomes a formidable fighter. With intense action, magical abilities, and RPG elements, this anime delivers the same thrill of watching a character ascend to greatness. Number 4. The Eminence in Shadow. What if Jin-woo had a delusional but incredibly effective personality? The Eminence in Shadow follows Sid, who pretends to be a background character while actually running an entire secret organization. This anime blends serious action, dark fantasy, and comedic misunderstandings, making it a fun twist on the power fantasy genre while still delivering epic fights and satisfying dominance over enemies. Number 3. Arifureta, From Commonplace to World's Strongest. Hajime starts off weak and is abandoned by his classmates in a deadly dungeon. Left to die, he is forced to adapt and grow stronger, forging powerful weapons and gaining new abilities that make him nearly unstoppable. Much like Solo Leveling, his power scaling is extreme, and he shifts from a helpless outcast to an unstoppable warrior. His transformation mirrors Sung Jin-woo's in how both characters must fight their way out of their predicament and rise to dominance. Number 2. Overlord. Ainz Olgaun is a dominant figure in a fantasy world where he is essentially untouchable. Unlike Sung Jin-woo, who gradually levels up, Ainz starts at the top, but the satisfaction comes from watching how he manages and expands his influence. With vast magical abilities and strategic mind, he bends the world to his will, much like how Jin-woo commands his shadow army. Overlord captures the same feeling of power fantasy, showing a protagonist who dictates the fate of an entire world. Number 1. Magi, the Labyrinth of Magic. With its dungeon exploration, power scaling, and strategic battles, Magi, the Labyrinth of Magic is one of the best anime to watch if you loved Solo Leveling. The protagonists, Aladdin and Alibaba, embark on epic adventures through dangerous dungeons, unlocking immense magical power and growing stronger with each battle. The high-stakes fights, leveling up mechanics, and immersive world-building make Magi the closest experience to Solo Leveling. A perfect top pick. And that's it! Which of these anime have you already watched? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you for joining me for this video. If you enjoyed it, please don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell for more episodes. See you soon!